the rule of thumb as a textual critic is the earlier the better. Now, there's always exceptions, right? But obviously, the farther back the manuscript goes, the more likely it's closer to the original. So let me give you an analogy from Star Wars, since I'm a Star Wars nerd. Now, let's just say I watched Return of the Jedi when it came out, like in the 80s as a kid, and then I never saw it again. But I loved the movie so much, I always remembered some like big parts in it. So hypothetically, let's say I never watched it again, and then now I have an 8-year-old son, and we sat down and watched it on Disney Plus. And as we're watching it, something strikes me as funny. Okay, so bear with me as I nerd out a little. But at the very end of Return of the Jedi, you know, Luke. This is Luke here, this guy, and then you have Darth Vader, who was this guy. This was his helmet, and the Emperor was the evil leader, but Darth Vader was like his evil henchman, and Luke is his son, and Luke was determined to turn him good again. And at the very end of the movie, the evil Emperor is shooting like these lightning things out of his hands and killing Luke. And Darth Vader finally like gives in and turns good again, and takes the Emperor and picks him up and throws him like down the shaft, and the Emperor dies. Now, in the original, when I watched it, I remember as a kid getting all hyped up. And then all of a sudden, when I'm watching it with my son, Darth Vader lets out this really cheesy, like, no, and then grabs him and throws him. And I'm like, what the heck? What is that? And then at the very end of the movie, they have this celebration, and you see on the right here, you see these spirits appear to Luke. So one is Yoda and Obi-Wan, who were his Jedi masters. And then there's this old guy here. And I remember as a kid seeing the old guy and be like, who is that old guy? Oh, wait, that's Darth Vader. Look, here's Darth Vader, and now he's good. So he's you know, appearing to his son as a spirit. Right? But when I watch it with my son, there's this dude instead. I'm like, who is that guy? Why do they have this young guy there? So something seems wrong to me, because even though it's been since the 80s since I watched it, I don't, you know, so my question to you is, what could I do to figure out if I'm right? Like, if is my memory wrong, or do I remember Darth Vader not yelling no, and do I remember an old dude here instead of a young dude? Like, what could I do to see if I was right, that's what the original had? Maybe I find out my friend has an old DVD of it, right, and go borrow it off him, and I watch it, and lo and behold, at the end, Darth Vader doesn't do the cheesy yo, but there's still this young spirit instead of the old Darth Vader. So then what could I do? Well, let me go back and find a VHS recorder of like the original 80s one and watch it. And lo and behold, yeah, I was right. He was an old dude in the original. So again, any Star Wars fan would know that George Lucas, the director, has gone back and changed things in the movie over the decades, which is weird because people are like, stop messing with your own movie, just leave it. But the point is there's evidence, right? Evidence of the change. So all I have to do is go back and find earlier ones to see if the new ones line up with it or not. And that's the whole point of that, is essentially the older the better. So basically textual critics do the same exact thing. They try to find the earliest, best manuscripts